Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. I'll be reviewing the Sakura Jelly Roll Stardust gel pens. I hope you enjoy the video and let's get into the details. These pens come in sets of 12, 6, 2, or individually. The 12 pack typically retails for about $13 to $15, while the 6 pack can be anywhere between $7 to $10. The 2 pack comes with 2 of the clear pens, which retails between $3 to $5. You can also buy these pens individually for about $1 to $3 a piece. The 2 6 packs that can be purchased come in the Galaxy set or the Meteor set. The 12 pack includes both sets, but note that the 12 pack does not come with the clear shade. Currently, the majority of these pens only come in a 1.0mm size. These pens come in the classic Sakura Jelly Roll clear packaging, allowing you to see how much ink is left. However, with this line of pens, the caps are clear with a light, subtle shimmer reminiscent of the ink. The way that Sakura changes the cap design for each line of pens is very convenient for when you have multiple different types of Jelly Roll pens. Moving on to the most important part, the ink. Jelly Roll Stardust pens have a glitter-infused ink with very fine sparkles giving off a shimmery and brilliant shine. The inks show up vibrantly on light paper, and it can also show up on dark paper as well, though not as vibrant. The inks themselves are pigment-based, archival, fade-resistant, and waterproof. One thing to keep in mind when using these pens is that the glitter can sometimes rub off, either onto your hand or any other surface that is pressed onto the ink. I'm swatching these pens in my Notebook Therapy dotted journal. The black dotted paper is from Archer & Olive. I find that on 160 GSM paper like Notebook Therapy and Archer & Olive, these pens do not bleed through the page, and I do not experience any ghosting. However, there may be ghosting on thinner paper. I find that when you're using these pens on dark paper, the ink does appear slightly more vibrant once it's dry. I'm sure you may have already noticed that I use some of these pens a lot with how much ink is left. These are some of the most beautiful glitter gel pens in my opinion. They're quite possibly my favorite. They write incredibly smooth and I rarely ever experience any skipping or dryness with these pens. Even though the ink is loaded with glitter, I've never experienced any clogging with these. I also find that the ink is dispersed very evenly when writing. There aren't any spots that lack glitter, which shows how well formulated the ink is. Unfortunately, this footage doesn't even do the inks justice. They're much more shimmery in person. At the end of the video, I'll have a slightly better example of how the shimmers show up. Anyway, I highly recommend these if you're looking for some affordable, high-quality glitter gel pens. The color selection is quite generous, which I appreciate, and I also recommend the clear one. I find it so interesting that they made a clear one and I wasn't sure how much I'd use it when I first got it, but it quite honestly might be my favorite. This is probably the third pen that I've used of the clear shade. I love being able to use it to add a subtle shimmer to art pieces or spreads in my bullet journal. It doesn't add any additional color to the page, so it's perfect for sparkling stars or glistening water in paintings. It also takes on kind of a goldish appearance on black paper, which makes it even more unique. It comes off pretty vibrantly compared to the colored shades. I used it to make that branch of leaves doodle on the black paper below the swatches. Here are the completed swatches on white and black paper. This line of pens comes in such a gorgeous shade selection. I'd be curious to see if they ever decide to expand on the shade range and what new colors they'd release. I've had these pens for several years, and with the exception of the clear shade, These are still my first ones and are still going strong. I wanted to share some doodling with you using these pens. It's nothing too extravagant, but hopefully it'll showcase more of the shimmer. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and found it helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!